Welcome back to Touken Rambles Podcast. This is our second episode. So my name is Marissa once again, and I'm here with my three other co-hosts.
Hi, Sarah. Hi. I don't know what's happening at this point.
Hi, I'm Jessie.
Hello, this is Sarah, also known as Small.
All right. So obviously, the first episode was our first one. It was a doozy of an episode. But thank you, Jessie. My brain, we are recording this very late, and it is a very rainy day. It's my birthday, so I'm kind of done with life at this point today. But before that, so last time we talked about our introduction into Touken Ranbu, which most of us had similar or very different experiences, especially myself included. But one thing that a lot of people probably wanted to know is favorite swords. One of the biggest things is, who's your favorite sword in Touken Ranbu? I'll start it off. My favorite sword, for those of you who know me, is Horikawa Kunihiro. He is my precious child. I first started out liking Yamato no Kami Yasu-saga, but when he came in the fourth episode of Hanamaru, I was like, this child is my favorite, and I love him. And I cosplay as him now. I have an eat-a-bag with him and Kane-san on it. So you could say I have an obsession with Horikawa Kunihiro.
No shame.
No shame. So, all right. Everyone else? So,
awesome.
Sarah, your favorites. We all know, but let the lovely audience know who your favorites are.
So I'm going to try to narrow it down to just three. And my three favorites are Soza Samoji, Nikai, and Ishikimaru, who I actually now cosplay as, alongside wonderful Hori and Jessie, who you'll hear about soon. Yes, these are my precious babies. I would die for them because Soza is a mopey noodle. He needs love and affection. Ishi is my slow walk, and I love him dearly. And Nikari is just precious and joyfully loving and wonderful, and he needs love too, even though he's special child. He's a good child. He's a ghost child, but he's a good child.
Also a bendy straw.
And a bendy straw.
Yes. Still to this day, he is a bendy straw.
Both in bendy straws. So yes, my favorite swords, three as well. Last episode, I know I about Kashu quite a bit. So Kashu Kiyomitsu and Yamato no Kami Yasu-saga are definitely my two favorite swords, but they're right alongside Yamambagiri Kunihiro, and I love them all dearly, and I will defend them to the death. And I can't wait to talk about Mamba-chan and his appearances in Zoku Touken Ranbu Hanamaru, because it is beautiful. Actually, all of them listed as Yamambagiri alongside Kyodai Kunihiro.
Hey.
And our lovely Ishi. So it's a lot of fun. We had a great time showing off those at Ichiban Con earlier this month.
So Small here. My favorite sword mainly comprised of the Awataguchi school. They're so cute. All the tantos are adorable. My favorites from the Awataguchi school are Yagen. Oh my gosh, he's a doctor, so obviously I have to love him.
And the glasses.
Glasses always and forever. And Ichini. Ichini is adorable, and he's so sweet. But he took forever to come home, so. And aside from the Awataguchi school, I really, really do love Okurikata. There's something about him and his aesthetics that I just really like about him.
You guys got to say your three favorites, and I was just over here gushing about Horikawa.
Pick one.
I just picked one. No, I have others. I'll just say them really quickly. I like Tombokiri as well. Gotta love my spear bros. And third, oh god, Kogitsune Maru, hands down. I was like, why can't I forget my third one, Kogi and his mofu mofu hair.
Mofu
So-
mofu.
Which, interestingly enough, all will have Ida bags at some point in time because I have an obsession. So yep, that's a little bit more about us and our love of sword boys, but we love all of them pretty much equally. These are just our top favorites. So let's kind of get back into where we left off at the very end of the regiment event. It kind of spanned between 2 months. Not much into January though, but we did. It was like the last week or so. So if you had those last minute run throughs,
Halfway through January, because the last day for it was the 16th.
oh true, it did run a lot longer. Now that I remember it,
Very
it's just
thankful for, because unlike a certain two of you guys, everything right before. So I was very glad that after the con crunch for Ichi that I could go in and paperback. For those who were curious, I did make it to 2.
You did, yay!
2 paperbacks. So I have 2 sets of Kiwi things that I can do. I haven't sent anyone out yet because no one's at 99. But that's a story for another day.
Yeah. So obviously Jessie got her 2 Kiwi sets. So does that mean you made it to Nihongo? Because I completely forget the order of all of these rewards. So did you get your Nihongo that you wanted in the end?
So the paper pack came in for Nihongo.
Okay. So was that a no?
Make it out through Regiment. I still hadn't gotten anywhere near where I wanted to be. Get as many paper packs as I could, and it'd be great. But if I couldn't, I just really wanted to get Nihongo. And as the month went on, I was like, yeah, I'm not going to make it to Hyuga. So I just gave up on that. 2 paper packs and Nihongo. And I'm so happy. So happy that I did finally bring home the drunk spear. And now I can send 2 Kiwis out when they're ready. Because time.
Well, I'm happy that you managed to actually get Nihongo. Well, last time you left us off, both Sarah and I had reached Hyuga, and if I know for certain, both of us did get that last paper pack. So we're very uneventful on that. So what about you, Small? How did you do in those last?
Quite eventful.
So I was really, really busy at one point, and then like it would be really slow to load, and then there were days I would forget to play. So let's just say goals are not met because I screwed myself over, but it's okay.
Aww.
But I'm not too worried though because the swords will come. They will come eventually.
They will. You got this.
To have for this game.
Yeah. But speaking of dead zones, we are now in pretty much non-event mode for seems like a long time. When I noticed, they have not announced the next event. I guess because of all the anniversary stuff that has happened. We'll get to that in a bit. So right now, how are you guys doing with the lovely, just basic LOL? Because I know I have not even been playing the game.
You call it a lull, but it really is kind of an event. It's a smithing event. It's
a campaign.
It is.
Don't have all of the swords.
This is death and agony and screaming internally and externally when alone.
Yeah.
But speaking of that, because of the anniversary, we have our nice serial smithing campaign where you can get both all of these wonderful, most of them are event-only swords. So you have Juzumaru, Kogurasumaru, Udenta, Monoyoshi, Sengo, and Koryu. So we recently just wrapped up Kogurasumaru and we're moving into Odenta. So how did you guys, if you participated in the smithing, how did you guys do with trying to get Juzu and Koga? Because I know I already had them, so...
Alright, Small, who wants to go first?
Someone else start, trust me.
Oh no.
So for me, every time I try to smith, I have no smith tokens, and I'm like, why? Why? I'm like, I have like plenty of resources, but I just don't have enough smith tokens, so I missed out on both of them. So I'm trying to get Odenta as much as I can and go on as much missions as I can to get those smith tokens.
So Small is in the struggle of Smith tokens. I remember that feeling very well at the very beginning of the game. Oh my gosh. Couldn't smith things for a really long time because you're like, wait, what? I can't? I have to have a separate thing to smith the swords, not just the resources. I have enough. No! But, so what about Sarah and Jessie? What about you guys? Because I know Jessie on one of her things, but I haven't heard anything about Sarah over there.
Or do you want me to save yours for last?
Yeah, you go ahead and save my adventures that you've been spammed with constantly.
So the smithing event started with Juzumaru, and in my first little bit of attempting that before bed one night, I ended up smithing Ichini, and I was so excited for him to come home. And that took like 2 tries. And then the next day, I tried it 3 more times. And on that 3rd attempt, Juzumaru came home. Kill me.
I remember that. I was in line for Dante Bosco signature, and you come running over, and the Vigmignana line's in front of ours, and I'm against the wall, and you just come in and you shove your phone above the people, and you're like, look what I got! And I run over to you. The people around me are like, what is going on? I'm like freaking out about a mobile game. It's fine. It's fine, guys.
So excited. Like, I never do smithing events, and I never get anything when I try to smith them. So I was very excited. And then, unfortunately, that luck has not lasted through. I think my smith has had enough with me. It's like, no, I gave you 2 swords you really wanted within 12 hours. So I did not get Kogurasumaru, and I have not gotten Odenta yet, but I am still kind of hopeful. Assuming my resources will replenish themselves.
All right, and the struggle of Sarah over there.
So, I really wanted Juzu because Nikari's brother, I wanted him to come home because he's pretty as well. I had, whenever this stupid smithing started, over 100,000 resources. I'm in the hundreds. I have not had Juzumaru. I have not had Koga. Still don't have Odenta. I have, however, had every single other Tachi, including 3 Gigis, 2 Kogis, Nightingale, and as Jessie can now attest, my smith has a very, very interesting fascination with Shishio.
How many times? Please tell me you kept count.
I lost count at 30, okay?
Oh my gosh. You were determined to get those swords.
I really wanted them to come home. My children need babysitting, and all I get are constant new age childs. No more Shishio. Shishi no. Shishio no. So,
and this is why I never did smithing events, like smithing campaigns, because they were just draining resources and never paid out. They've never paid out for me. Ever.
Legitimately, I think my smith, within the first week of me playing, I smithed Gigi. And I think, honestly, my smith was like, your first week, I gave you Gigi. Never again. You're not getting anyone you want. So, it's lasted. Never smith anyone. It's a scream. Sorry, what, love? Oh, that's because you were sitting right beside me, Jessie, and that's the only reason he came home. And I beat you up with a fox when you got Juzumaru. That was fun. That's been the highlight of this entire thing, was beating Jessie up with a plush fox when she got Juzu.
Oh. That's fun.
But, yep. So, good luck you guys on Odenta, Monyoshi, Sengo, and Koryu. we'll figure out if any of us get those at the very end of February for our third podcast. I'm hoping to get Koryu, but we will see if luck pays out for me.
I thought you didn't participate in smithing events.
I usually don't because they never pay out. And thankfully, nice segue into this, because of the Zero Resource Repairs campaign that's going on, because of the anniversary campaign, I am so happy that I don't have to waste resources trying to repair my darn swords, and I can eventually put it towards getting Koryu, because I think the only one I really tried swords-wise, like trying to actually get the smith, was Kenshin. I think it was Tomoe, but instead of getting Tomoe, I got Nagasone, and I was like, okay, I'm done. I did it. And I stopped. Because only time I'll do smithing events if I'm like, oh, another sword I can get. Like Jessie got Ichini, because she knew she would probably get Ichini, and got Ichini.
You're a smart cookie. I'm not.
So we also have the anniversary campaign, which I think probably what the serial smithing campaign kind of came with that a little bit. But with the anniversary campaign, like I said, 0 resources. Oh my gosh, I love when this happens because you can just level up your swords so much quickly, especially with the ×2 EXP on regular nodes and ×5 on Kebishi, which is really nice because most of my maps are Kebishi. And double drop rates, so for those of you who haven't gotten those darn rare swords on boss node only, you will be saved.
Unless it's Juzumaru.
Which I got him on the second try on 7-4, and I haven't gone back.
Marissa, I have ran 7-4 long route so many times at this point. No. That's where also more Shishios are coming, by the way. Shishios and Sayo. Sayo loves me right now. I don't know why. He needs to go home. Go to bed, please, child.
Oh. Yep. But I found out that I needed another Sada-chan for reasons for my book, and I ran 7-2 maybe 10 times. I was like, oh, look, a Sada. Hooray! These guys were very upset. I was like, look, it's a Sada.
I just managed to beat 7-1 for the first time yesterday.
Yay!
Because I want to try and get Monoyoshi there so I don't have to use my resources on him.
Mono just came home recently. Mono and Sada, and I'm super happy. Now my swords can sleep.
So, yep. So have any of you gotten anything drop rate wise that you actually wanted, or still on the struggle bus for sword drops?
I have been trying to level up my Tontos to run 6-4, so I can, or is it 6-2 for Akashi?
6-2.
So regardless, my Tontos that I'm trying to get to run 6-2 are still in the 30s, and that's not good. So once I level them up quite a bit, I'll be had them out on expeditions to bring me home resources. I can use the pairs or my Otachis that I have been sending out to 7-1.
I guess I'll move on and say which ones I did. For the first, when this started, I tried to grind for Sada-chan because I read the comments on the wiki and people were just saying he dropped much easier. So I tried for him, got him after probably a week of agony.
Oh my god.
He's precious. Yay! Horrible. And then I went back and tried to grind for his brother because thankfully I have Kikyo already. Kinky Boots child. I cannot pronounce names. This is a running joke. I'm pretty sure will occur at this point. So yes, their big brother. I have him. So I decided to go for Mono. He came. He's home. Hallelujah. So now it's just 7-4 hell
for the Juzumaru. What about you, Small?
So I've been really wanting Hotaru to drop, and he's not dropping. And I'm like, I just want you to come home. And then just be happy, and then Ichini hasn't dropped at all. Like, why? I'm like, why? I don't understand. I don't feel like I'm doing everything right. And then Kaylin and Alexi played the Kakaka song, and we had the Kakaka curse. And I'm like, why? What have I done to deserve this? But yep, at least I'm not getting Hasebes like crazy like Kaylin, which is kind of sad.
I think Kaylin's getting Hasebes, like Sarah's getting Specios.
Oh, goodness. That poor child.
Yeah.
That poor child.
He just really, really wants to be her attendant.
Props, but she doesn't like him at all, and it's like torture to her.
I'll have that one sword. Maybe we'll talk about that one day.
Talk about what?
Word that we just do without.
Actually, I don't think there's anyone that I don't dislike now because of. I would have to legitimately sit down and be like, But
we'll save it for another day.
We will save that for another day. Maybe episode 3.
We'll talk about that a little.
Yeah. But also with the anniversary was the new art introductions that we got for some of the swords, with them sitting in what pose?
It's like Seiza, which is the traditional way of sitting on your ankles, on your heels, on the tops of your feet on the floor. Is where they're sitting actually on their heels with their toes underneath their feet, so that they're like ready to jump up and leap into action, grab their sword, unsheath it, and like strike you down. But because it's more dangerous for not only the feet but also as a potential pose, they call it kiza. Ki coming from kiken, which is dangerous, and za meaning sit. Cultural info.
So a handful of the swords got these beautiful, beautiful, beautiful artwork of them sitting in that position with their sword in front of them. Sadly, not everyone got these. So I know we went through a handful of them and took pictures and translated on our own. I think they're probably up on the wiki. I haven't checked in a while because I have been not into the actual game as much as I have been into the anime, which we'll get to in a little bit. But yeah, kind of sad that some of the swords didn't get art. Like maybe
Some of the artists were going through some things. I think Sarah had a little bit of information on that.
Yeah. I can't remember if it was Kashu and Yasu or if it was Gigi and Kogi, but one of them, their artist, had been dealing with family issues. And so that's why they couldn't participate. And people actually wrote them really bad like letters and tagged them in things and were like, why didn't you do this? To the point that the artist actually apologized, but they couldn't do anything about it. They were just like, they had to deal with their family issues, but people made them feel so terrible about it.
Which is very mean. So let's be good fans. Respect the artists. Know that they have lives too, and sometimes things are going wrong. So while yes, we have. So it's like, why are you not sitting like all of the others? Why do you not see you like this? Know that something was probably going on there, but.
And the artist isn't the only one, because there was a handful of others. Because I know the artist for Horikawa and Kane-san also didn't do it. Hasebe also, I think, didn't have one either. Or I know at least his Kiwame didn't. But yeah, but most of them did.
Yasu-saga Kashu, they didn't have it.
But either way, the ones that did have it were really pretty and nice. It was a big old shocker when I turned the game on. I was like, why is Sayo sitting here? He is so precious.
It is great too, though, because at the same time, as we'll get onto further, some of the musical actors, I think all of them play it. And Suo Monodomo is still going on. We have Mikazuki and we have Kogura Sumaru actually doing it. The pose with their swords in front of them. We have a picture of that with the actors doing it.
Yep.
It's beautiful.
I think all of them from Suwamono.
Right, all of them from Suwamono no.
Yep, they did it, and it's really cute. So you can go check that out on their individual Twitter pages. You'll see the pictures. You'll have to go back a little while, but especially Hiza.
Hiza and Hige are precious, and their Twitters are great. But so you won't have any time wasted. You won't be bored.
Yep.
Although you might laugh your head off with poor Hiza and his photography skills, who is a precious child.
Indeed.
But I just turned the game on, and they're still doing their little anniversary sit poses. Yes, they still are. So I don't know when exactly that will go off, but I'm enjoying them currently.
It's very cute, because they got new lines.
Hyuga's is one of the best. Being all like, I just arrived here, so I don't know why I'm doing this.
It's been 3 years, but it hasn't been that long for me. Not if I remember right.
I think that's what it was about. So I think that's everything for the game, because right now we're kind of in a nice little lull, kind of just get rid of all the resources phase in our life. So we'll move on to probably the biggest thing that is currently going on right now, which is Hanamaru, Zoku Touken Ranbu Hanamaru, which is their season 2 of Hanamaru. So just a little background on what happened. For a while, Hanamaru season 2 was in a really big limbo of if it was going to get licensed by anyone, especially over in North America. We weren't really certain if anyone was going to sub it at all. And I had hope. I was like, oh, Funimation's going to grab it again, because they have the first season, they have Katsugeki, it'll be fine. Nope. It releases in Japan and we have nothing. It's not on Crunchyroll, it's not on Funimation, and it was a struggle. Until
More dark days.
it was like Friday. Like that Friday, they finally said, oh, Funimation's licensing it. And the first episode was up that day. And then they gave us the second episode that Sunday. Now it is airing pretty much on time now with the Japanese airing.
It does.
Which is nice.
Due off of the Japanese streaming time. I think it's just an hour.
Yeah, I think it's about an hour or so.
But it airs Sundays at noon through Crunchyroll. If you have it, go check it out.
Yep, RVRV, which is their joint thing with Funimation. So check that out. It's wonderful. And the sigh from Sarah. So now that drama is over, we are now happy and can legally watch it and not have to rely on illegal subbers, even though we were probably going to do it anyways if no one had, because it's not licensed over here. You can't do anything about it. So we had Touken Ranbu / Third Impact Anime do not condone the uses of illegal. Please support the official release. I can't mimic Austin. Austin does a much better job with his little.
Do not condone the illegal streaming of Japanese, of anime, manga, anything of the like. Please support the official releases.
There we go. Haha. So what do you guys think of season 2? We have the first 4 episodes. 4th episode just came out today. If you've seen it. Who has not seen any of it? Has Small seen everything?
I'm currently catching up on the 4th episode.
Okay, so we'll kind of leave the 4th episode a little bit. We'll talk about it.
I might die if we don't talk about it a little bit.
Yeah, you'll die. So let's kind of give our first impressions of the first episode. What did you guys think of episode 1? Because I actually have been reviewing it with Third Impact, so I'm going to leave most of my opinions outside and let you guys talk about what you thought. So you can find mine online on Third Impact's WordPress, on our WordPress. So
it was really a magic and all yes. Because the Genji brothers are absolutely precious and adorable.
I need them to come home. They're so beautiful, and then the ending song was so the first season, and you get to see the different sides of them and to hear their vocals, and hearing Hanamaru struggle with his brother Higakiri. Oh, it breaks my heart a little bit, but it's so cute though.
Anisha! I'm not crying! Love Hanamaru. I need him to come home. Regarding the first episode, it started and I died. It was not going to be a good episode for me, because with this first season, the whole season was opened by Yasu-saga and by Kashu. Episode of this season, and it's only Kashu. I think we had just seen Yasu-saga leave to go on his Kiwi journey. My heart is Kiyomitsu's, and it's just a struggle for me for the first episode. I think my heart ached every time I put that on, and I have rewatched that stupid episode like 5 times because I have reasons, and none of them are very good reasons. But the good things about that episode was seeing everyone involved again and getting to see the Genji Bros. Favorite scenes though was Kashu was leading on the hallway, and he turned his head to talk to them, and as they go around the corner, Ishikirimaru appears and he just goes BAM! And falls down. Small Uchigatana. Yeah. The ba, yes, the ba indeed. Fun fact, if you've seen the first episode, which I hope you have at this point, scene where Mutsuki no Kami walks into Ishikirimaru and Nikari talking, twirls away like a ballerina, and then appears back in Mutsu's screen and just goes, ba. Was unscripted.
Y'all
His
can
voice
guess
actor
how
didn't know it
happy
was
that
going to
made
make
me.
it into the real thing.
He is a precious child.
Like, how is it unscripted? How is the ba unscripted when it's...
Yeah, his voice actor just goes, you just walk in front of a camera and smile. He just didn't know what to do, so he just went, bah. To the voice actor's Twitter. Okay, it could have been something else, but that's how I read that. That's what he said.
Okay.
The entire scene, though, oh yes, sorry. Like, the children are precious. I'm just going to shush now because that entire section just made my heart so happy. Especially the fact that tiny Kashi ran into big tall wall Ishi. So you have that. Then you have my ghost child being cuddled, and I'm just happy. Okay, I'm just going to hush now.
Episode 1. Do we want to move to episode 2?
I guess I'll just say a couple of things about it. Reiterate a little bit what I said in my review, but it was beautiful. It was a nice intro to the back into the Hanamaru Citadel. It kind of killed me with the Yasu being sent off. It also kind of made me laugh because at the end of season 1, he comes back as normal Yasu, and I'm like, wait, what? So this is essentially them retconning, saying, whoops, we missed an opportunity because now he has a Kiwame form. So ignore that very, very last scene of the last episode of season 1. That didn't happen. Because this is what actually happens. And you're like, okay, alrighty then. I love the ending. I love the new ending art. It is gorgeous and breathtaking. And only gripe I have so far for all 4 episodes, compared to last season, a lot of the times there would be references, especially the Ima no Tsurugi and Iwatoshi episode, or the Soza, like the Nobunaga swords. There was references to their history and the relationship to that. And this one is just like, it's pretty, which is nice, but I liked the little history bits that were kind of seen at the end. So, small little gripe with that. And I think that's about it for episode 1. Because it's just a funny little cute slice of life episode that just makes all the fangirls squee with delight. There's really not too much substance to this series when it comes to plot. It's small. It's like lathering a little bit of jam on top of a giant piece of bread. That's Hanamaru.
That works.
Heart's happy after the whole Katsugeki and everything happening in the game as you struggle and scream and cry a little bit. It's fine.
Pretty much. So I guess, is that everything that everyone wants to say about episode 1? I believe so. We shall move on to episode 2 now, which was the introduction to our oh god, who was in 2? My brain just
2 was Juzu Maru.
Juzu!
Perfect. That was the week that here.
Yep.
Is the
Ironically.
thing.
Mm-hmm.
And oh boy, he is a cooked noodle.
Yep.
Just like Soza.
Yep. No. The difference is he's a very cooked noodle while Soza's a mopey noodle.
Okay, they're both
They're
noodles.
the noodle family. They're both noodles, so they're a noodle family. It's fine.
Him majestically dodging things from the waterfall.
And climbing the rock wall.
All with his eyes closed.
Yep.
One thing that surprised me about Chizuru Maru, when I heard it, I was like, oh, you have a deeper voice than I thought. And I was like, oh, snap.
Yeah, he kind of does.
Yep.
He really does a deep voice. Well, so does your Yagen, so...
That's true. Yeah, but then for the ending song for episode 2, I honestly felt like it should have been Chizuru Maru. I mean, I support my Awataguchi, but then like they've already had like their ending song in 1, and I just wish that Chizuru Maru was able to have his own like ending song with Nikari, and then be able to showcase him. But I mean, I do love the ending song with Tom.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I get why they did it, because the drama for the episode focused around those 3, Zuo and Ichigo, struggle with wanting to protect his brothers, and if he's the only one that has to have his memory lost, then so be it. But he wants to protect his brothers, and
because fun fact, so obviously you guessed, Namazuo and Ichini they burned in the fire at Osaka Castle, but Bami, if you listen to his lines in game, yes, he burned as well, and he lost his memories, but he burned in one of the mini fires of like a different fire. It was the Miendeki. There's been like multiple fires of that name. That's where Sosa burned in one of them. And the sword we'll be talking about at the end of the podcast also burned in it as well, but he burned in a separate fire. So I thought they burned all together, and they did not.
So just like in his nightmares he was having, they were burned elsewhere, and he was left all alone, but they all burned and all suffered memory loss, and he's just like, but if I can protect them, because he had stupid time-traveling sundial watch thing, and went back in time further than he should have.
I still see it's a mirror that Hige did not break it in the first episode, because we knew something was going to happen whenever they were like, make sure you have this or you can't return home.
Yeah, I was not expecting them to use the little return clock so early on. I thought it was going to be just a thing they were going to hold off, and all of a sudden someone's going to just break, and I'm going to cry because they're not going to be able to go home. But this time it was because Bami forgot his, and then you actually see Namazuo use his, which is kind of cute. And also, little bonus is they're filling in the plot holes of the magical sundial. Instead of just showing it and glowing, it shows the buttons that they press, which is kind of cute.
It's also great because when they were going to set it to go back to, which is like a UTC event, hey, you can see what it was last used for, and the last thing it was used for was for Yamato no Kami, if I'm not mistaken.
That was in the first one when with he and when
the first one you see it in its left is destination, which yes is confirmed to be the Ikidaya incident.
Da, 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 da.
So yeah, that whole kind of thing. I love how they set the timer though. That is so cool.
Yep. Also the hint of where Yasu actually went was kind of nice. Just if you could read it, not painful at all.
It's really hard. Not painful at all. But that's why maybe they should have a training for them on saying, okay, if you are ever captain, here's how you use this. You're not the captain.
Yeah, maybe.
Hasebe made sure that a sign went on there. Do not use unless instructed.
Yeah. Whoops. But I was kind of happy. We're starting to see more swords in their battle gear as well. So, yep. Episode 2 was filled with Toushirou brother feels.
Yeah, it really was, and it was so cool to see that they need from the game that they're bringing into this series, like the fact that they're running out of money and they need to expand their sword space because the Toushirou room is so cramped, so they have to go and get to open up more of that.
Yep.
Go to the castle and it's like, okay, we're gonna go dig for gold.
Also, the fact that, of course, they have Hakuto with them, who in game gives you koan bonuses to have him on there. It was just perfect. I was like, thank you for.
It's beautiful how they're handling those things.
Oh, another thing I would like to point out that's really unique about is that, like, in the beginning of each episode, and just tell them, like, something that they like, they found, or they want to say to anyone. That was really cute and something unique that they've done compared to season 1.
That is so cute. I love that they include that now. It's like, oh, nice to see you down for once. You want some tea? Tea snacks?
All I can think anytime I see anything with tea snacks, though, is just think of Gigi in the musicals.
Yes.
For obvious reasons. But yes, very much. It's wonderful.
Listen to episode 3.
Oh, that was precious.
To the musical.
I'm just going to hush. It's wonderful and magic. That's my general phrase for anything.
It's full of magic. The performance video, YouTube video of the Kimi no Uta song from the first musical, which if you haven't, go look it up now. There's some really great references that get brought up. So with Gigi and Kogi and even Ishii just being there. Cute because they're sitting there on the veranda thing, drinking the tea, and the flower petal falls in, and it's so cool. And
yep. Though I didn't really recognize them as Ita references until you pointed those out.
Yeah, it took someone else pointing it out for me to be able to see that. But once I saw it, it looks just like the shot.
Yep. Because especially if you do it like frame by frame comparisons, it's beautiful and gorgeous. Also, it's just especially the teacup with the flower petal. It's just like, ta-da!
So we did get a teacup in the flower petal in the teacup this episode as well too. So we
it was more of a sake saucer.
True, but still, flower in the liquid.
Loved episode 3 because after the drama and the pain from the first 2, episode 3 was very light-hearted and appreciated.
It was so adorable. Gokutai and tigers. My heart was. I just couldn't take it no more.
I did that one.
But yeah, it was precious. That was, but what I enjoyed the most was Sara-chan.
Ta-da!
The first of the Sanamunes to show up. Thank you so much. I'm so happy for these brothers to show up that don't really act like brothers. They're like the Samonji, like not Samonji.
That hurts.
Sanjo swords. They're technically brothers, but they don't act like brothers. They act like just, oh, we share the same Sith. And that is it. Moving on now. All right. Small little tangent, but Small has to leave us for now. So
Final notes before you leave, Small?
I hope that in a couple episodes that Okurikara and Kasen make up, because seeing them fight makes me sad. And Yamabagiri had kind of struggled with the tigers. And then I was just like, Yamabagiri, it's okay. So I'm just expecting so much to see for Hanamaru season. Hopefully I can get something from the campaign events. Other than that, that's it. And thank you for having me.
all right. You go do what you need to go do, and we will continue on for the night, and everyone will see you next month. So
Okay,
right.
bye.
Bye, Small.
Dearie.
All right, back on to episode 3 and Sara-chan.
And Sara-chan. That was another awesome moment where they tied things in from things we've already seen in the stage with the spinning of Sara-chan and Mi-chan. Like that, I loved. It's so beautiful. And as they made it like zoom in up on their faces. As great as Sara-chan and Mi-chan are, Sara-chan and Kara.
Gargarbo.
Kara-kara-bo.
The only person that can make Kara-chan do anything.
And smile.
And smile. That's not
But that was the little relay. What exactly was it? It was a sports festival. Tsurumaru's ridiculous sports festival. I don't understand his surprises sometimes.
Imagine the poor Blades living with him at this point.
He's like, it needs more surprises. The gold medal is not actually gold.
It's surprise
like,
Hasabe.
It's a thing, and you're like, okay, Tsurumaru. All right, that's your surprise. Already. But just seeing all the little groupings of swords competing in the little individual events was just adorable. And I loved it.
things for a second because we had the first team, which was the Jan and Kara-chan. We had those three.
Mm-hmm.
We had the Odagumi.
Yep.
The poor drunkards next.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
You had the spears.
Yeah.
It wasn't just this. Was it all three spears?
It was all three spears put together. Yep. They pulled their spear power again. Remember?
Yes, right. Okay, yes.
They're like,
the fact they did that twice in the episode, though, because you had first in the first half have poor Ishii on top of Kogi, where we learned don't stick tall on top of tall already, and then we go back to Yari doing that in the same episode. Just made my heart happy.
Yep.
And I died laughing.
And we had the Sonji brothers as well.
Sonji brothers. It was Soza with Hasebe and Yagen. And my guess is that I was like, I want to see Soza participate. Soza Nisama, please participate. And he's like, I mean, if Sayo says I should, then I will. And then Hasebe's like, I have to win the gold for Master. It came out of their pockets. It has to go back. He couldn't figure out who to group up with. So Yagen resolves all conflicts among the Odagumi, saw a mopey Hasebe and a conflicted Soza, and was like, I guess I'll do this too. So he got them all to do it together.
Yeah.
But one of the things I enjoyed was the running relay. When they start out, of course, the ones to go later are the slower the swords. Like Chokitakiri's like, wait, what? Ha! His base speed speed is very slow in game. And when you eventually get to Hasabe's being the anchor, makes so much sense because he's the fastest Uchigatana. He's very high speed. So I found it hilarious that some of the slower swords in game were actually slower running the relay, while the faster ones actually were faster.
I don't know though, the 4-legged 3-person relay, beautiful.
I died laughing there because Hanamaru picked up his brothers.
Pretty much. It's what it looked like.
Them.
I forgot the Rai swords were in there too.
Them and the Kotetsu swords. They just there as something's going to go wrong.
Oh, that's the other one I forgot. I'm so sorry. Nagasone Hachisuka Nurashima Kotetsu family.
Yep, they are precious swords, but poor Urashima probably was ready to kill his brother after that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least
the Rai family, Hanamaru's just okay, 1, 2. Oh.
Yes,
and
yeah.
they, easily win.
Yeah. But it's interesting to see how she's still put off by Nagasone when we've seen so much character development for him in the musicals. It's wonderful.
I'm just so excited to see it. Because we've seen in the intro that he's still watching them spar, so we know something's going to have a development occurring. I'm just excited to see when they pull that in.
Mm-hmm. Probably not until later in the season.
Sadness.
Again.
Yasu home, and then they'll have a good old Sengumi talk about.
Yep. And I think that's pretty much it for episode 3.
Being adorable. The most helpful tigers.
Yes.
Cute tigers we're done with episode 3. The cute tigers that are super helpful. And the smiley Karabo, because he actually picked up the tiger and cuddled it, and will definitely carry this tiger back to Gokotai if it means I get to hold it longer, then yes.
Also,
and Kosen being helpful with them too is really cute.
Yep. One of the things I noticed is based off of it just seeing Yamabagiri, I think Mamba has been the secretary for the Citadel for the past 4 episodes.
Yes! Mamba! I knew there was something I was missing from this episode. Mamba, poor Mamba. Doing laundry.
Mamba needs a nap. He needs a nap and to be left alone for a little while.
It's a treat, and to go sit in a corner with his flower that came back. With the cape. His flower with the cape on the shelf. Yeah, and then he got caught by Karabo.
Majestically got caught by him.
Yeah. I have that screenshot on my phone. It's beautiful.
Can we just talk about the adorableness of the fact that Kosen and Karabo both went after the tiger cub whenever the Ishii and Kogi Tower decided to tumble?
Yep.
Because that moment.
And then the glare afterwards, I didn't do that. I didn't almost touch your hand. No. Luckily, they don't hate each other, and it's more just a mutual, just kind of meh. Unlike in this recent episode where, good lordy, Fudo and Hasabe.
Fudo and Hasabe will, I just chill.
Hasabe Chow needs a chill pill. That's all he needs.
He's more chill in the anime than he is in the stage. I'll say that.
Accurate.
Yes.
We have not had the screaming Nobunaga yet, so
Nobunaga.
I thought it would be. Well, I didn't really think it would be, but I had hope. He went out for the walk.
Yes.
Or getting ready to be stormy, and I love that we get to see more of the area around the Citadel this season.
Yes.
It's amazing. And we get to see the beach again, and he walks down the little sandbar.
Mm-hmm. When I saw that sandbar, I was in the storm, I was nope.
Yeah, no, and he just goes and he passes out on the little island, and then it starts storming, and everyone's like, "Where's Fudo Yukimitsu?"
Oh, this entire episode was just a shot through the heart because the Otagumi are some of my children, especially Soza, of course. And the fact that it was Soza and Yagu who had to be the peacekeepers the entire time.
Yep.
While drunk child wanders off everywhere.
Also, speaking of drunk children, Jirotachi and Tarotachi's like bar.
Yes.
Yes.
Like, Hasbe comes in and is like, sits down, then thinks about it, like, where did this come from? Like, have we had this in the Citadel the entire time? And they're just drinking.
I loved how they did a little nod, though, with Nihongo being there to the whole Korda family and actually being able to express Hasebe's story that way. So it's like kind of a moment of Hasebe, child, are you okay? But it's precious.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The anime makes me like Hasebe a little bit more than I would in game or in the stage because he outwardly admits, like, okay, well, I didn't dislike the Kurita. I enjoyed them significantly, and I wish I could see my former master again because he was a wonderful person. And I don't know, I can't remember if they panned a Nihongo, but smug Nihongo face, just like, I knew it. Just he was probably thinking, like,
yes.
Thank you for finally admitting that we were awesome. Kurita. Also, speaking of Kurita, Jesse pointed this out. The karaoke they're singing.
Yes. So they do the Hanami again, right? And we see Nihongo and who's singing with him? Otagine. Nihongo and Otagine are singing a song, and you can see the lyrics on the screen, but they don't translate that or give the romanti or anything. And it's Nihongo's song, the Sake o nomu ga enareba. And that, like, you just see it start, and you're like, oh my gosh, you're singing that under the tree. Okay.
Nice nod.
I did not know that. Oh.
Yep. I was trying to look at it, and then Jesse immediately says it's the song that he sings that's pretty much the song about how the Kurita clan got Nihongo in a drinking game. So, yep. Nice little nod there. Thank you, DMM and Nitro, and oh my gosh, I can't remember the actual producers of the show, but thank you very much for that nice little funny nod. Enjoyed. The second half was with Koga
Rashimaru, also known as Father.
He is probably the weirdest.
As Shishio
and Mamba acknowledge it too.
Yep. Because it makes sense that Mamba would acknowledge the weird ones, because he has to deal with Mikazuki on a daily basis in the stage play.
Yes.
The older swords have some quirky personalities, and Kogurasumaru throws that quirkiness out the window and brings it up another level.
Indeed.
Yeah.
He's like, y'all are my attendants now. I poor Shishio. He's like, I already have an old man.
Oh, poor Mamba has no excuse to hide.
He's like, hurry, let's get him to Kashu. Let's pass him on. We don't need this. He's
Pawn
not
him
our
off.
responsibility. Into Atsushi and Midare. And they're instantly like, oh, Chichi-sama! And are walking in like crane formation.
Yep. That's what, because Koga's in the middle and then the others are on the sides, and you see him just smirk like, and the others don't notice it. And I was like, oh my gosh, they're in a V formation like birds fly. And the others didn't notice it, but Koga did.
Yes.
Koga notices
everyone's
things
like-
that you don't expect him to notice.
Yes. They get to the tree and they like break apart. Everyone's like, wait, what's with this setup? Introduction. The formal introduction. Yes, the father has arrived.
Honestly, it doesn't surprise me because that's very much. He's just a very interesting character in general, as it is. So, the fact that you don't have Mika there, I don't think helps. Just be like, oh dear, we've got another old man in the Citadel.
Entertainment part.
Oh my gosh, Mutsu no Kami. Ow, my back.
Indeed.
When he leapt up, I was like, what is he gonna do? And then just straight on his back, like on the bamboo ladder thing. I'm like, and then he gets off and it doesn't even look like he just essentially cracked his spine on the bamboo.
Just thinking about that makes me cringe.
Also, Kunihiro brothers.
Hiro brothers
They
abandoning
called each
Mama.
other that. They call each other brothers and then they abandon Mama.
Yeah, but
Come on, you'll be fine if you do it with us. Let's all do individual acts and we'll abandon you for the last one. Yeah, that's definitely how that works, guys. Good job.
Ririko Horikawa, you kind of failed your magic trick. You had a dove stuck in your shirt. Duck was like stuck trying to get out. And then Kane-san's just like, Kunihiro! Yay! Like, you're just like, oh no. He's Kane-san, you're a big old idiot.
Mamba honestly would have been fine. He would have been fine. He had it if the others had not arrived.
Yeah.
As he was left alone. Entire Citadel was there.
Plus additional stress.
And
All
he
these-
just kind of panicked. He was left alone with a bottle of wine in the corner.
And then exploded again.
Yup.
And that was episode
Really
4.
nice. He danced with Koga.
And they were also proud of the child after that.
This episode.
And then at the very end of episode 4, what did we see, Jesse?
Episode 4.
Your extreme on agony and happiness.
Ah! Yeah, there you go.
She's like, what?
Yes, because memories with Kashu and wanting to be with Yasu, and he's like, Yasu-sada, the flowers bloomed again beautifully this year. And he's like, I hope you're doing okay. And then all of a sudden, instantly, we're back onto Yasu-sada, and he's in his travel garb again, and he's leaving the place where presumably he's stayed for the past 3 months. He's headed home, and I need him home. But yes.
We'll see.
I am a cucumber.
But
I'm never letting you live that down, are you?
But we'll figure out who comes, who'll be new next episode, because we're hopefully getting a new sword or swords. Yeah, and this
Don't
time.
get a new sword, but if we just get Yasu-sada focus, I will be completely happy.
Yeah.
Although if they follow the way they've been doing it with like the smithing correlating with the episode, it might be Odinta. So
Oh,
Okay. Good call.
wait, are they gonna go in order? Hold on. Let me get this. I could see it, but then who would be replacing Koryu because he's not popping in yet? I guess I'll just stop with Sengo.
Great question. Maybe it's so because they have Soharu Tsurugi coming in at some point. So if he doesn't come in with his brother, then maybe they'll have him instead of
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we'll see.
His brother.
But I think they might be matching up because we had Yuzumaru, now we've had Koga, and then maybe next week's or the weeks after will be Odenta, then Monoyoshi, Sengo, and then we'll, with other swords obviously sprinkled in between them because there's
A lot of
couple more.
children. A lot of
A lot
children.
to bring in still. We still got a few Toshiros to bring in.
Yay!
Yay!
Finally filling out the Toshiro roster.
And we can finally bring
Some Hanamaru before we
Kanehiro.
continue.
But yeah, I hope next episode's is a Yasu focus, be it we get him coming back and seeing his new Kiwame form and everyone's like, wait, what? And then it might flash back to his experiences with the Shinsengumi and Okita and like his growth, and we'll see that and do like one episode thing. So we'll see. Da, da, da. Anyone else's takes on what we'll see in the rest of the season, maybe next episode or whatnot, because the rest of the season's a little hard to pinpoint considering it's Hanamaru. It just does what it does.
Indeed.
I will say I love how they have changed the opening of just a little bit every episode where they include guest vocalists from episode 2 on. And you can tell which one's going to be singing based on the shots. Little addition they did instead of just having, oh, look, swords like we saw last season, and then it's always Koshu and Yasu, which it still is this time, but with singing with them, which I think is really cool.
It surprised me the first time. I was like, wait, am I hearing other voices?
It's the voices in your head from this stupid game that will never leave us alone.
Pretty much.
So when I was watching the opening again, I was like, wait. That said guest vocals. Who is singing with them now? So then I had to go look it up.
And then the version 2 also queued it in.
I had to process that entire page. It just goes quickly.
All right, I think is that mostly it that we want to kind of cover for beginning of season 2? Or any other thoughts?
I'm already ready for next week.
Please.
Yep. We need the finale of the Kiwi Yasu-saga. Please.
Yasu-saga like Yasu-sada.
Oh my gosh.
God bless
Pun
you.
not intended.
We said it. Beautiful.
What have I done?
The Yasu-saga. I love it.
We need that before we go any further down this pun.
That's the name of the episode now, is the Yasu-saga.
Yes, please.
But I think that's mostly it. Nice little start to the beginning of the season. Little hiccup at the beginning with the licensing issue, but everything got figured out.
All is well.
And all the magic of the people who are willing to jump and do this if we didn't get licensing was amazing.
Mm-hmm. That was nice. That was really nice. So we shall move on now to to the live shows, like the musicals and the stage plays. So Suwamono just they started continuing after Touken Ranbu at the beginning of this month. And finally, and actually, well, when did it wrap up, Jesse? Because I don't have the date.
30th.
So so it's about to wrap up. It is.
Put that on here.
I thought it did because you put wraps up performance / live stream. Okay, so it wraps up and then the live stream happens. Okay.
Their final performance will be on the 30th, and they're going to live stream it online, and also in Taiwan, Hong Kong, and Australia. So if you live in any of those places and you're listening to us for some reason, best of luck getting tickets and go see it for us all. For those of us in the States, hang in there. It'll be really exciting. I know the actors aren't quite ready for it to end. They're going to give it their best, and they're all fired up for it. But I can't even imagine, after putting so much work into it, him feeling the end coming soon. It would crush me.
Yeah.
But getting back
She's really ready for it.
Live stream thing really quickly, because I know a lot of people over in North America and Europe, you can proxy it and you can watch it on DMM's website. So you can trick it to make it think that you're in Japan.
For that, go to the wiki.
Yep, for that, go to the wiki. Or there's a lovely person out there that subs all of the musicals and stage plays, and she has a link.
How to DMM usually.
How to DMM. Look that up
nice.
and you'll find it. Yep, that's how you can rent out all of the stage and musicals that they have on DMM's website, including some other stuff as well. So, because it's a little trickier to proxy the videos than it is to proxy the game, to VPN that thing, because you just have to do like a normal VPN, but you have to trick DMM more to think you're in Japan. So I've done it once And it's not that complicated, but I can't remember how to do it. But, yep.
I'll need to look at that before going further with things like that, because even when I was in Japan, I had issues streaming things from Amazon. If your computer isn't in the right region for this, my computer is sitting in Kyoto. What do you mean I'm not in the right region?
Yep, that's why you have to like trick it again, because it'll read your computer's region. It's coming to an end.
You can also see online.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to mention Joden now?
What? What about seeing online?
The third stage play is also now available for live streaming.
Yes. It just got added very recently.
Within the past week and a half.
Mm-hmm. So the new stage is also on pre-order and is now on DMM's website. So if you want to go check that out, go do that. Riku will not have subs for a while until they get their disc in themselves. So have fun enjoying it without subs for a little bit. But it's probably wonderful. We'll probably be talking about it next month because we'll be renting it ourselves. But it was that one and Suamono are coming out like this week or the past week. So we haven't had time to actually sit down and watch them ourselves.
The fourth musical is such a need, though. I'm so excited.
Yes, please. And Fabulous Riku has been adding subtitles just from Touken Ranbu, so we know some of the songs. We have lyrics from some of those songs from the fourth musical.
Yep. But speaking of Touken Ranbu Sai 2017, there are pre-orders for the DVD and Blu-ray of that, the fourth musical, Suamono, and Kashu's his little musical as well. His single is, it says tentative on like Ami and sources like that, but I believe that, I think it's just tentative because they're not certain of the actual release date, but you can pre-order all of those as well. So go pre-order those if you want to support your lovely boys and watch them legally, because we support official release guys. But
yeah. That was announced that we talked about end of last week. Yes. It's been great getting to see some of the actors getting back together again, seeing new actors interacting with familiar ones. Okami's actor looks amazing. He's going to do a great job, I know. He recently took a trip to Kyoto to get familiar with Sakamoto Ryoma. His journey through that's really cool. If you want to see more of that, check out his Twitter. Tamura Shin, I think is his name.
But it's, yep. So fifth musical actors are currently in like the beginning stages of practice, or like the middle stages of practicing for it. So we'll start seeing probably some more of them maybe in costume, but right now it's the before costume rehearsals of things. So,
right. Especially since I know some of them are also in another musical right now, Children of the Whales, I believe. And so also working around those performances, which are still going on, beginning practices and the beginning stages, I believe. And they'll be going on to more of that soon. And more news about that next month.
Yeah,
definitely in the months to come.
Pictures. We're seeing some pictures of the fifth musical actors interacting together, like Mitsuno Kami's actor with Toyo. I cannot speak right now. Yasu's actor.
Yasu-saga.
Them eating at like a cafe together, and Torigoe, that's his name. There we go. It is 10:30 at night. My brain's dead. But
until then, we can still watch the wonderful pictures that are popping up from the Children of the Whales productions, where we have Sakiyama Tsubasa or Ishikimaru Imari for aka Nagasone, and also child whose name I can't pronounce that plays Kane-san. So they're all three in that one right now, suffering. So we have those lovely photos to get us through.
Yep. So I think it's pretty quiet right now with the musicals and the stage, because stage is in very quiet right now.
It's just very quiet right now.
Because I'm guessing they're preparing for the Mikazuki stage, which might be like a short little thing like they did with Odawara. Might just be like an hour of Mika. So, but I don't know. We've heard nothing since they they announced it's happening. It's a thing.
Let's not go down this dark hole yet, because it's going to be painful no matter what we do.
But yeah, musicals and stage have been pretty quiet as of recent. But merchandising has not. We just got Sada-chan is getting an android. It was announced, so we don't have the art yet for that. Like, we don't have his little figure. And I cannot wait. I cannot wait for this. I have an android obsession, and he's my child. I need him. And also Shogarei-Kiri's leisure outfit scale figure done by oh my gosh, Artifacts. Not done by Good Smile. It's another company doing it. Yep. Both of those are on pre-order right now. Well, Shogarei-Kiri's is on pre-order. Sada-chan's is just...
Actually, Shogarei, I think you can order.
No, it's just pre-order right now. Yeah.
Maybe it's in certain places in Japan that you can actually go ahead and buy it, because it looked like it was released. Yeah, it says released.
It says released. Okay.
It's officially released.
It's a Kotobukiya. Good. Those are good figures. Those are really nice figures. I don't have any of the Touken Ranbu ones that are Artifacts or Kotobukiya ones, but I do have a Red Robin one, and they're really nice figures. They're not as super detailed as some of the Good Smile ones, but they work really well for their leisure outfits because their leisure ones are not as detailed as their battle outfits are. Yeah, some of the other ones.
It's Mitsubo in a tracksuit with sneakers.
Yeah. Even the Surumaru one is pretty basic. It's just him in a basic kimono, compared to his beautiful, beautiful battle outfit, which I am currently staring at because I bought his scale figure at Ichiban Con. I spent way too much on that damn thing. But I love it, and he's beautiful, and he's the tallest figure I have. So, but Kotobukiya is really good, really nice. There's also Hasebe in a tracksuit. So, they have 3 of them that are in their regular outfits. That's pretty much it.
The month so far. So far is the end of the month.
Yeah. Been pretty quiet. January's quiet.
Makes me terrified what else is coming up if it's this quiet.
Well,
before the storm.
Yeah. I have no idea what they're going to do. I have a bad feeling it's going to be another Village of Treasures, and I'm going to cry.
It's okay.
I like Village of Treasures.
Fine.
That or War Training expansion. It's one of the two that we're going to have, because they're probably not going to do an Underground Treasure Chest one, because that was right before Regiment. And Regiment only happens twice a year so far. Middle of the summer, middle of the winter.
Yep, well, I was in Greece. It was happening, and that was an adventure.
Any other last minute things before we move on to the final segment?
I'm good.
You're good? Everyone's good? All right. So, last time I skipped over, we didn't include our final section, which is our Behind the Blade section, which we'll be talking about the culture and history behind each of a different sword each month, because last time we had a lot to cover and it was our first one, so I didn't want to overcrowd it. So our blade this month, based off of random draw, is Houchou Toushirou. Woohoo! Our candy child. So Houchou was Smith, like many of the Toshirous. by Awataguchi Yoshimitsu, who is pretty much the head of the Awataguchi school. Like his brothers before, he was also smith during the Kamakura period. All of them were smiths during. They can't really figure out which one was smith when, because there's smiths all pretty much in tandem at the same time. It feels like it's just like, here, Tanto swords. He's actually currently in the Tokugawa Art Museum, so if you actually make it over to Japan, he is there on public display. But Houchou, his name actually means kitchen knife. Surprisingly enough, I was like, what? It's because he was owned by a famous cook named Takatara. Wow, that name.
Takatara?
Yes.
That's a lot of tongue.
Yes, it is, and it's very difficult to say at like 10:45 at night. Was said to have carved a crane out of something with the tanto, so that's where he gets his name of kitchen knife. And if you actually look at the actual sword, Houchou looks like a kitchen knife. He does not look like much of a sword. Same with Atsushi. Atsushi kind of looks like a very nice kitchen knife that you would cut your carrots with.
Shokudai approved.
Shokudai approved. But I can't get that out of my head. Like many of the Toushirou swords, he was owned kind of just as a little token of luck and prosperity. He wasn't actually used in battle like ever, and was owned by Tokugawa Ieyasu, who passed it on to his son, and it pretty much remained in the Tokugawa family forever, hence why it's in the Tokugawa Art Museum. One of the things that Houchou is known for being is he loves married women for some weird reason. And I found out it was because Tokugawa actually himself was known for having a thing for married women, and he had 19 known concubines, so he had a lot of women in his life. So it makes sense that Houchou has the womanizing personality that Tokugawa had in that aspect. Also, I was always like, when they were going to release this Kiwame form, I was like, oh my gosh, we have another Kiwame with the ridiculous size helmet hat thing. What the heck? Where does this reference come from? Ieyasu has that same darn helmet.
Of course he does.
If you dig, because a lot of times if you search Tokugawa Ieyasu and his armor, you see his helmet has this golden circlet of laurels kind of going up it. But in some instances, he has that weird, like, cone head that Houchou has. And I found it. I was like, okay, that makes sense. Sadly, like many other swords, Houchou was damaged during the Great Fire of Mireki, which actually destroyed over 60 to 70% of Edo and claimed over 100,000 lives. So, yeesh.
Don't play with fire.
Don't play with fire. So, yeah, he was kind of damaged in there, but obviously was fixed up and is on display currently for all to see. I think he's on permanent display. Sometimes when I look things up, it says they're on permanent display, but then sometimes they're just out on occasion, and it's like, oh, they're here for a couple months, then they're put away, and now they're back out again, like Mikazuki.
Mikazuki indeed.
He is just a special child. We just have to roll with whatever they say about him.
But make sure that if you decide to go to Japan and pull a sword pilgrimage, make sure you figure out if your sword is actually at that museum currently and isn't a way for like repairs or isn't on like a special exhibit for something else, because right now, because of Zoku, there's so many new exhibitions with swords all over the country. So
many, including one that was just announced for Higekiri.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. Forgot about that one.
Also known as Onikiri Maru. announced for the exhibition, and they were like, also known as Higekiri. He'll be on display at Kira no Tenmangu Shrine in Kyoto for 2 months. It ends the 31st of March. That much I know.
Yes.
To Kyoto by the 31st of March. Go check out Higekiri, who is only on display maybe once or twice a year.
Yep. Because there's some pictures of him being put out from like years previous. He has a very pretty sword.
Genji no Choho.
Genji no Joho. Higekiri.
Kiri-san.
Genji Banzai! Gosh.
Those two are precious babies.
They are precious. But yep, that is Houchou and sword exhibition knowledge and hint tips. So I think that's everything for this podcast this time around. It was a little uninteresting. January was slow. January is very slow. But yep, that's everything. You guys check us out on. We are actually, well, we've been, obviously, if you notice, we've moved Podbean. But you can find us anywhere where podcasts can be listened. We're hopefully going to get it on iTunes and Google Play soon. And check out our Twitter at Touken Rambles Podcast. And also check out Third Impact Anime on our WordPress and our Podbean as well for more generalized anime stuff and news. We just released our Ichiban Con podcast, so we'll be talking about Ichiban Con. And we're hoping to do a Devilman Crybaby podcast in the future, but don't hold off on that one. And the WordPress also, I will be reviewing weekly, hopefully. My schedule got a little funny. The all of Touken Ranbu Hanamaru Season 2. So check that out in the interim before we come back at the very end of February, beginning of March. So, right. Night, everyone.